Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something completely out of the ordinary. I have never done this before. No reason or excuse other than my own, but I am taking the GoPro into Savers. I watched so many resellers doing their thrifting, doing their sourcing while recording, and I just haven't had the guts to put that camera on. So today's the day. I'm going to strap on that GoPro and take you with me as I head into Savers. So hang on for the ride, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, friends, I just dropped off my donations. I got myself a 20% off coupon, and I have my IKEA bag to fill up. Let's head in here. I'm going to be doing voiceover for this entire piece because they play too much music and there's always too much chatter going on, and I can't talk loud enough to myself without being quite the nuisance. So please be patient with me as I do voiceover, and I hope you enjoy. All right, that's how we're at. Grab a cart. I've brought my own bag because you have to pay for bags when you check out. So bring that IKEA bag in there. And I always head to the collection area, the stand, the window, case, whatever we call this. So we'll take a look at what we find in here. I see a Wii that is overpriced and then a camera. Let's take a look if this camera is worth it. And I'm able to just kind of give it a quick look over. I see that it has the charger with it. It's got the battery with it. It is a Samsung, and Samsung does seem to hold its value. So just seeing what other accessories. They've got a sticker on it that says it's tested, but I guess to what extreme, I don't know. So I'm going to pull up the eBay app and comp it out right here. All right, comps were kind of all over the place. So we're looking at the sold comps. 61 are sold and they're ranging. I'm seeing some figures into the hundreds. So if this tests out and it's working, it should make over $100, and they have it priced at 29 bucks. So 20% off with my coupon. So what does that make it? 24, $25. It should be a pretty quick flip, and I was trying to test it while I was there, and the battery was dead. So, turns out the battery is not good. It does have a weak battery, so that is reflected in my price when I get this listed. So the rule of the counter is we have them hold it until you check out. So she's going to hold that for me while I continue to look. We've got some shoes in there. Nothing really caught my eye. They always overprice their shoes. And here I am just doing some quick math to see the $30 with my coupon. Yeah, 24 bucks. Wanted to double check myself. Holy phone cases. I took a peek at the jewelry. Kind of, this one caught my eye. Those were pretty cute. But otherwise, I don't know what the heck I'm looking for. So I left it behind. Okay, so I don't know what I'm looking for. So huge shout out to Lilyworks, who can just look at jewelry and know exactly what to look for. I am trying to learn, but today's not that day. So I continue down the wall, and they always have bags and bags of goodies. All those small little items, they just throw into bags. So I'm just kind of peeking through. Here we're in kind of the stationery office area. New carts, I always take a peek in those. A couple things caught my eye in the basket here. This video game action figure. So $7. I just scan the barcode. That's the beauty of the iPad, of the of the eBay app. Wow. Of the eBay app, you can just scan it. It was only comping out at like 13 bucks. So left that guy behind. And my goal is I am heading straight for that electronics wall in the back. So I kind of scope around, look through some of these bags. This is all just little kitchen stuff. I was trying to see what these were, just little scoops, nothing exciting. So I put those back, but we're kind of in the kitchen accessory-ish area, cookie cutters, ice trays, some knives. Nothing catches my eye. I do come back to some of these aisles. But while I'm here, I just take a look at a couple cups. That one kind of looked like a Starbucks, but it wasn't. So I'm just kind of looking Starbucks for sure, Anthropology. Those are two really big mug brands to always look for. So I am still en route to head to that back wall. Let's make another pit stop here to the video games. I'm always looking at the top shelf and the camera's not going to get it. But the top shelf is your video games. That's also where they'll put PC games and any PC hardware, software, not hardware. So any Adobe's or any editing software, that's always up top. So nothing for me today. I do start looking at the personal items here. We've got a couple massagers. I love to sell massagers. So these ones here, sorry, let's take a look at this thing first. This caught my eye. This neck device, it's obviously not the same thing that's in the box. Looks like just some scraps. So back to the massagers. These guys here are both wireless. So I look them up, but neither of them had a charger. So yeah, they've got the bits and the tips and the edges and all the accessories, but no charger. So I left them both behind. I do a quick lookup of them and they're just not worth it, especially without that charger. I'm sorry if the camera footage isn't the best here. I am learning for next time that I need to use kind of a wider angle or move my phone over. So the white one got cut, and you'll see I cut this black one as well. Same idea, no charger. But you'd be surprised what some of these massagers go for, and that's why none of them should be treated equal to the other, because if they're a different brand, they're going to have different comps. So I'm just seeing if I could find the charger, and there's no luck. So this guy's going back. And just double checking myself. Yep, I made the right choice. All right, back on my mission. Hold up, what do we got here? American Airlines. Looks like it's a travel bag of some toiletries. $8 for a bag of toiletries. No, thank you. Excuse me. All right, so we start seeing one thing that just looks weird. If it's weird, look it up. So this here is, I think it was a crepe maker. I can't see on my footage, but I think it was a crepe maker. And I looked it up just because, again, it was weird and it wasn't worth it. So left it behind. I don't think I even found a single one that was like it. There's your availables, going to sold, and nada. So left it behind. This is kind of slim pickings on the right here where the luggage and stuff. They must have just cleaned all that out. But here is my favorite wall. First thing I spy is on the right-hand side, this golf putter return, Robo Cup it's called. I've actually sold that before. So it was open. I don't know why somebody opened the top of it, but they opened the top. It still had its parts. Really, it's just the two parts in a case. So I just wanted to look up because comps, even though it's sold months ago, may not mean it sells now. Prices change and market changes. So this is probably hotter now that golf is actually in season. So that was a no-brainer. It was priced at $8, and again, with 20% off today, I definitely grabbed that. But again, no, I always look up comps. So that's our available, and then we're going to go to some sold comps. And just the case was that one. Here we go, $65 free shipping with everything. And I've got the box. Not in the best shape, but it's a box. Let's just double check. It's got its green thing, it's got the case, and it's got the return. So let's open up the return. I want to make sure there's no battery corrosion. The number one mistake I make as a reseller is not checking battery compartments when I'm buying electronics. So always open up that battery compartment and it's going to save you a ton. It doesn't mean the item is a total waste because you can usually clean it up pretty good, but if it's not worth it, if the item's not worth the amount that's going to take your time to clean it out and then the risk of it still not working, just check those battery compartments. It takes 2 seconds. So we're looking over a little bit more of the sporting goods. We've got some fun little Heelys there. I haven't had luck with Heelys, so I just left them behind. They also didn't have any wheels in it. So my favorite wall, I spent some time just kind of going through, looking in the back. I hate when a bag is busted open. I always feel like I can't buy that bag because it was priced originally to have the items that were in that bag. And if somebody stole something from that bag, I hate to pay full price for something that was stolen from it. So it's always disappointing. But we're just looking through. My number one game is to grab things that catch my eye and throw it in my cart. And then after I've gone through the wall, then I look up the comps of those items. Because more times than not, there's people standing beside me or next to me, and they're usually sifting through this wall as well. So I don't want to waste my time standing there looking up each item when I should be grabbing it. So grab it and claim it, and then look up your comps. So we have some ink. Let's check the expiration, and we've got, shucks, I can't see it. 2000. It was like 2017 or something crazy. It was really old. So yes, expired ink will sell, but I don't know if 6-year-old expired ink will sell. So I left it behind, not for what they were asking. And I'm just digging through these bags because they just mix so much variety in one bag. So there's a lot of times I will buy a bag for one item and the rest of it just goes right back to savers. Because if I just want one thing from that bag and the rest is just junk, it's not worth me grabbing. Or it's not worth me listing, I should say. We've got some Rainbird sprinkler heads. I'm sure those could have been worth something, but that's just not my specialty. Lots of cables today. Nothing that caught my eye. So we looked up the item. I did grab this camera, and it was only comping out, I think, $20. It wasn't worth it. Yeah, here you go. 15, 16, 18. And for $10, even with coupon. No, thank you. Okay, we continue on my wall. The cable wall sometimes will have some good stuff. I found some good mice on here, like this glitter one. Not worth it, but super cute. So they'll also hang the mice over there. And I found some good gaming a gaming mouse on the wall. Sometimes you'll find specialty chargers. Here we're getting into the DVD players, VCRs, all that good stuff. But these are all your traditional oversaturated DVDs, Blu-rays. If it's a 4K player, yes, it's going to be worth it. But those other ones are just too saturated. I don't have luck selling them. Now we're looking speakers, and you're going to notice a trend of a lot of things are overpriced. I'm looking up a lot of these items. So that receiver, what brand is that? KLM. And I look it up. They want $20 for it, and it wasn't worth it because it's also such a big item. So you have to account for shipping it and the extra packing and time that goes into shipping it. So yeah, they say it's tested, but how tested really is it? So if it's not worth me picking up, I don't grab it. So I do see down here is this little Sony player. I actually just picked up one very similar to that. I was going to resell it, but I ended up keeping it for personal use. So this one, I'm trying to find the model number on it. The one I kept didn't have the iPod dock, so I kind of like that this does. So if I wanted to replace the one I just bought, I could, but not worth it. So I see the model number. I went ahead and throw it into eBay. Let's see if it was worth it. That's what I love about hard goods and electronics is you get a model number. So there you go. We're listed at what, 38? And we've got some sold comps of scroll the phone, Jennifer. Okay, nope, can't see them. I think they were only comping out at like 60, $70. And when they were wanting 30, 20 or 30, no thank you. We've got an old radio here, Sony, no power cord, battery compartment. Again, let's check it, clean, but people are going to want the power supply when they're buying a radio like that. Oh, give me a second while I learn how to put a cover on. You can do it. Ah, we got it. Okay. Leave that behind at $7.99. Turn it around and make it pretty. Let's just make sure I'm not leaving anything worthy behind. Does anyone else do this where you doubt yourself? I already knew I wasn't going to buy that because it didn't have the power. But just I'm like, oh, just in case. Is this that $100 radio? And it's not. An 8-track, I didn't even look that up. Do people still buy 8-tracks? I don't know. Lots of iPod radios. Some of those can be worth it. I've sold a JBL one and I sell Bose all the time. I also sold a Sony one. So the one that I'm holding here is, I think that's a JBL. Yep. So this particular one was not worth it, but I have sold other iPod docks from JBL, from Bose, from Sony, and they still sell. People love old iPods. If you've been following me for some time, you'll see that I kind of have an iPod collection issue. I pick up iPods all the time, and I'll sell a lot of them, but then there's a good handful that I've held on to. I don't know why. I like the nostalgia. I like the different music. It's just fun. So I've collected iPods. All right, we found a game pad. I didn't look this one up. It was a PS2, and some of them can be worth it, but usually the newer versions are going to be worth more. So we do spy an under cabinet radio, the CD player from GE. So hey, let's go ahead and pull up some comps and see what that goes for. Under cabinet stuff usually does pretty well. I do good with under cabinet can openers, under cabinet toasters, under cabinet, what else? Coffee makers. But apparently this radio just wasn't worth it. So $30 free shipping, nah. Not for what they were asking for it. Let's just peek around here. Anything else that catches my eye? Lots of old routers. And I'm bummed you don't see the top shelf. Back it up. Okay, so you'll see it's is it a racing wheel or a racing stick? You'd think I'd remember. So look it up. It wasn't worth it anyway. All right, up the next aisle. Let's accidentally run into this guy. Boop, sorry. Okay, so we're looking through some of the old tools. I don't usually look at too many tools. I did spot that beat pad. So that's the exact same one that's on the shelf behind it. This one has the box. So, hey, for giggles, let's just look it up and see if it's worth it. They wanted $8 and it wasn't worth it. Some of them are. I've sold some game pads for like $30, $40. But I think they were Xbox, not PlayStation. Yeah, here you go. You're seeing comps of like $10, $12. Pass. And we'll look down the other side. That's usually the storage containers. I'll flip it around because they also put water filters and ink cartridges down here. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're overpriced. So today I didn't really see anything that was worth looking at. Now we head up the next aisle. I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, make sure to hit that subscribe button and you'll make sure to see any of my next videos, because I love to make thrifting videos and sourcing videos and what sold videos, all the reseller videos. So if this is your jam, make sure to follow. All right, so now we're going to head down to those other aisles that I passed, the home goods aisles, because I didn't hit them going towards the electronics. First thing I spy, some Care Bears. So this one's super cute. I go ahead and look it up. It's definitely vintage. I'm just giving it a quick once over, trying to figure out what size it is. But let's look it up. Some of these old sheets can be worth grabbing. Looks like it was a part fitted and part top sheet. It's kind of a weird style. All right, let's look for rainbow hearts. And we're finally going to sold comp. And we're getting like $10. So, yeah, no thank you. I love that guy. He works here and he's always so happy and says hi and starts chatting, and he's just a cool guy. Always be friendly with the employees. I think that really helps the morale. It helps their day. It's always fun to be friendly. So we're looking for seasons. I love finding seasons on DVD and Blu-ray. So I'm not seeing anything worth grabbing. They do have a bunch of VHS. I didn't see any sealed. That's kind of my note, is I only grab VHS if it's brand new sealed. There might be others that are worth grabbing, but that's kind of my motive. So you can kind of peek the top shelf that I didn't film very well for you, but it's games and software. And I want to look up one of those softwares, Adobe something. Adobe Streamline. It was actually still new sealed, but no comps. I pass the books. Rarely do I look at books. I'll go and look at Bibles, but otherwise, I'm not a book person. I know there's so many resellers that'll sit there with their scanners and go one by one. I just don't have the patience for it. So here we've got an accessory to some kind of blender, and it's not labeled. So Vitamix is one you always want to look for. This one, I have no idea who it is. So Google Lens to the rescue. Set it up there, pull up the Google app, and take a picture. It is the most accurate thing ever. So it tells you the name of it. It's a Magic Bullet Juicer. So I'm not going to use that for my comps. I'm going to go back to eBay and put in Magic Bullet Juicer and do my normal comps. But by doing Google Lens, you can actually see what the thing is called or what the name of it is, so you know what to comp. But when you just do Google Lens, the comps are always going to come up with every website that has it for sale. And I'm not trying to price match to other stores or other apps. So just taking a peek. They also recently cleaned this area, so not too many goodies around here. Here's another container. I think it was KitchenAid, but at $8, it's not worth grabbing. I think those usually go for about $20, $25. But did I mention Vitamix? If you can find a Vitamix blender, those are like $50 plus just for the container. So we have a new cart of lots of pots and pans and kitchenware, and we've got some vases, some mugs. Nothing amazing. So since she's blocking the aisle, I'm going to come around. Something caught my eye. Oh, it was those things that were in a bag on her cart. So I want an Apex Med tray. Like, what in the world is that? They were brand new sealed, so if they were comping out good, I would have just bought them all. So left those behind, and real quick, I saw this utensils jar. That's the same font as is it Pottery Barn? Or Crate and Barrel? Crate and Barrel, I think it is. The same font, so I thought it was one of those, but it's not. It was a knockoff. Glassware, I don't spend much time in that. I tend to stick to the stuff that is easier to look up, and that's why I've kind of strayed away from glassware, jewelry, things like that, because there's just so many variables. I wouldn't know how to price it. So here's the pans that were on that new cart that caught my eye. So these were Cuisinart, and they were really good condition. So I thought surely those would be worth grabbing. So set them down, look them up. Hello, there's my reflection. And let's comp it out. Yeah, they're only comping in at like 25, 30 bucks. And I think a lot of them are free shipping. Yeah, so what were they asking on that one? I think it was over $10. So even with the lid and as clean as it was, I was sad to leave it behind. They had a few more from that set, that stock pot, but it didn't have a lid. We got a pressure cooker, but it's missing its little dongle thing. We peek over here. This Vidalia onion chopper, I have this. It is the best onion chopper money can buy. So if you don't have one of those, grab it. Those are amazing. That's how I make my pico. That's how I dice up onions for hot dogs. It's the best hand chopper you can get. I've had all of them. I've had the Pampered Chef one. I've had so many of those hand choppers, but that one's the best. All right, let's head down another aisle. I was looking at this jar just for personal use, and the lid didn't seal like I wanted it to. So just looking around and seeing if anything catches my eye. Oh, those cute little babies. Okay, let's look at some office stuff. What do we got here? It is a food saver. What is that doing with the office stuff? Yep, food saver, vacuum sealer. Lots of calculators. And give me a minute to spy this Polaroid. Again, I don't know why it's with the office supplies, but let's see what's in here. Yep, it is the Polaroid. So let's put it back in its box and see what this guy is worth. A lot of the Polaroids are not worth very much, like 20 bucks for the old, the ones that I remember Polaroids. This one, I had no idea what it was. So I was pulling up comps at 70, 80 bucks, and I was happy with that for a $5 investment. $100 sold, 85 sold, 75. Yeah. So this one is actually a foldable one. So when I first opened it, I'm like, okay, what is this? It actually opens up. So see how long it takes me to open it up and see what the heck I'm doing. Ah, there we go. All right, you can do it, Jennifer. Open it again. Nope. Just kidding. Close it up. Put it back in the box. We're going to get it no matter what. And I'm just looking at some notebooks here again, just personal use. Best place to find any notebooks that you're looking for, any journals, any scrapbooks for the kids. That's the place to get it. Old calculators. Really, the only calculator I get is the TI-84s. Look, we've got an Arbonne set of envelopes. Has anyone else done any MLMs in their past? We did one, and you live and learn. What do we got down here? I see in this mystery box, and it's just a bunch of scrapbooking stuff. Something on the top shelf that you can't see, and my memory is not strong enough to remember. Okay, now we're looking at the shifter game stick. I think it's a flight sim stick. Some of those can be worth some good money. That's why I always look up those racing wheels and racing sticks and flight sticks. It's funny how much they can vary depending on the model. Let's take a peek inside the new basket here. See if there's anything good. And I'm not missing anything. Hey, here's the guy I ran over the first time. I'll just keep chasing him through the store. Let's head up another aisle. It's nice to go up and down every aisle because there's always things that get stored in the wrong place. People change their mind and just stuff it. So this I was looking at, not for resale. I don't think virtual frames, these automatic photo frames, have any resale value. But I was looking more for a Mother's Day gift. And at $10, I think that's what they go for new now. They can't give those things away. Lots of candles. Nothing that I am interested in. So let's head back this way. Take a peek at some of the 4th of July decor. And I spy a couple things I want to grab just for personal. So this cute little lantern here, I'm going to grab that. That's super cute. And for $5, 20% off, and it is Target brand. So it was probably $5 new at their like dollar spot or whatever Target calls it now. But that's all right. I'm not a Target, and it's cute. And then tippy top shelf, I see this super cute little America sign as well. Land that I love. So let's grab that too. Okay, so now I'm gonna beeline over to the new cart storage. So they put new carts over by, they come out of 2 different doors at this location. So they've got some that go out over by the toys, and they have some of the bins that go out over by the electronics. It seems the clothes come out by the electronics, and then the hard goods come out over here by the toys. So there's people already kind of congregating around. Tell what they're about to do. So here we go. Let's take a peek at some of this new stuff that's about to hit the floors. And these headphones caught my eye. So gaming headphones, again, there's such a variety. So I'm going to comp them out and see if it's worth grabbing. And these ones are not them. So pull them back. So now we're going to take a peek at some of the toys. So here we spy on the top shelf an American Girl kind of knockoff. It's a My Generation or My Life doll from Target. And I have an 8-year-old. So anytime I can find brand new sealed 18-inch dolls, if it's not for resale, I'm going to hold on to them for her. Whether it's birthdays, Christmas, rewards, it's nice to have them on hand. So I'll do a quick comp on her just to see if it's worth anything major. But what am I looking up there? Scan to racing. So there was something else on that shelf I wanted to look up that caught my eye. It wasn't worth it. So I grabbed that doll before other people that were walking over there grabbed her. And then I'm going to look up the comps of that doll. Yeah, our generation. So Walmart, Target, one of them sells it. But this one is a doctor. And being it's brand new, I thought surely it'd be worth something. Yeah, it's worth something. $40. But free shipping, and I think my daughter would love it. So that's coming home with me for the purpose of holding on for her. Super cute. We've got some Lincoln logs and a bunch of stuff that I would never want to bring back to my house. Those of you with littles know what I'm talking about. The amount of little toys is enough to just drive anyone crazy. I just, anytime they bring out all the little stuff, it just goes crazy. It's too much stuff. So we're looking up this play school something. What am I looking up? Something that's not on the screen. It was something by play school, and it wasn't worth grabbing. I'm going to have to turn on the wide angle next time I come in. So I feel like there's a lot of footage outside of the realm of how I am pointing this. But this is my first time filming in there, so I appreciate you hanging out. And I'm having to do voiceover because, as you know, at these places, they are always blaring music. So between people talking and music, I'd much rather bring it home, mute everything, and do voiceover. Then it can be like I'm sitting here just chatting with you. So looking at the stuffy wall, I cannot bring another stuffy into my house. I've got 2 huge garbage bags of listed plush, and it is not selling. It used to sell really well for me back in the day, but I am just sitting on it. I think plush is going to be my first whatnot because I just want to get rid of it. All right, we see this cool looking dragon. Some of these funky looking toys, if they're tied to a movie, they can be worth some good money. This one's not doing anything as I'm pushing it. So Google Lens. Let's see what this dragon goes to and if it's worth the $9 that they're asking. And it's not. Let's see what this doll is. Her hair's kind of messy. I think there's tricks to get their hair nice again. I think it's like conditioner or something. You can get their hair back to normal, but she wasn't worth it, especially with no pants on. American Girl, naked, totally fine. But in our generation or my life doll with no clothes, yeah, no value. Looking through some of these cars. And nothing. Okay. I find myself always double tracking, going through the same aisles that I've done before. But now I am trying to go to the shoes. So we're going to head straight and do a quick swipe through these men's shoes. But I've had luck going through aisles more than once. If I've got extra time and I'm hanging out for a while, I'm going to go through multiple times because there's times I miss it. So here we find some bright shoes. The brighter they are, the better they catch my eye. So I'm going to look these up. I didn't know what brand they were at first, but they're Solomon's. And so I look up that Elevate. I should have known with the giant S on the back, but for $21, let's see what these bad boys are comping out at. What's funny is nobody really paid attention to my camera. Like, I was more nervous about having this giant camera on my chest, and I think it blended. I wear a crossbody purse, and I tried to wear it in a position that would kind of camouflage it. Those shoes were comping at like 30-40 bucks, and they were asking $22. So, uh, and the comps could have been higher than what I could have comped them at. So if there's only like 10-15 bucks on the bone, I'm going to leave it behind. So yeah, I guess the point is there's no reason to be afraid of wearing the GoPro, because I am more worried about people noticing it than people actually noticing it. I wear it all the way through the checkout and nobody says anything. So it cracks me up. I was so nervous all these years not wearing the GoPro through here. And yeah, it doesn't even faze anybody. So now I'm going to head through, trying on a dress because there's no fitting rooms at Savers anymore. Thank you very much. So she's smart. Just try the dress on in the aisle. Over your clothes, please. All right, we're back at the baskets and seeing a new cart over here. We got some knives, but they're priced at 30 bucks, so left those behind. This cart is going through. We see some OXO. For personal use, getting the OXO containers are worth it. This little crock pot's cute, but not worth grabbing. So I was saying those OXO containers, they're expensive. So if you're looking for some for personal use, secondhand is the way to go. And they completely come apart for cleaning. Lots of toys and then the games. So first thing that I spy right on the top shelf. This game was super hot in it was last Christmas or even the Christmas before, Drop Mix. It's a video game that goes, I think it can go to any system. I don't think it's system tied, but it's a game where you become a DJ basically, and it used to be super expensive, and now it's comping at about 40-50 bucks if it's complete. And it takes me a minute to find the price tag on here, but I did find it on the side, and it was $11 and again 20% off. So I do open it up just to see if it looks generally complete. I'm not going to count every card, not in the aisles here, but it's got the game board. I don't even know if it goes to a system. Maybe it just goes to your phone. I don't know. It was just a super popular game, and I remember it being over $100 in its prime. So, yep, I'm seeing a bunch of cards. I'm seeing the manual or instructions. So, I'm going to grab that. And we're just going to second guess myself, go to the sold comps. Some are going for a little bit less, some a little bit more. So, I think I'll take it home. We'll play it as a family and then sell it afterwards. Even if it sells for 20 bucks, we got to play it because it was on my want list, my wish list back when it came out. I used to love playing DJ Hero, and I still love Guitar Hero and any of those. They're just super fun. This Trail Z, any weird games, any kind of nerdy or video game or Dungeons and Dragons, any games that look different, I'm always going to look them up because you'd be surprised at what some of these games, board games, PC games can go for. That one, not so much. So we left that one behind. But always look out for games that are different than your traditional Target games. Target, Walmart, yeah. Milton Bradley, different than Milton Bradley. So here I am trying to find that price tag again, and there it is. So let's head up. Here I'm just going to take a peek at a few shorts. Little man needs some new summer shorts. He's got so many pants, not enough shorts. So, oh, those are too big. So these are just for personal use. I know there's a lot of people that sell kids' clothes, like resell kids' clothes. It's hard for me to believe there's much meat on the bones, but I will take a peek as my kids, 90% of their wardrobe is going to be secondhand because they go through it so much and they outgrow it so much. These little Nike shorts, I probably should have grabbed them, but at $5, come on. They were used for $5. Plus they didn't have pockets, and my dude loves his pockets. I don't know what he puts in his pockets, but he loves his little pockets. And just taking a look at a wallet over here. Just seeing if any brands stuck out. Didn't see anything. Looking at some girls' shoes. I'm always looking for the kids. Anyone else? I know I'm looking for resale 90% of the time, but then stuff for the kids is always on my radar. And I found some Crocs. Those suckers are expensive. And I don't know what size this is. 3. So those are going to be too big. She's got little feet. All right. I am ready to check out. Now, thank you guys for coming along for the ride. I really hope that you learned something, you saw something else that you might want to grab when you're at the thrift stores, some stuff that might stick out to you next time that didn't stick out to you before. If you see anything in this video that you would have grabbed that I missed, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything that stuck out that you're like, wow, thank you so much for showing me that, please put that in the comments. I'd like to hear that as well. As you saw, I probably touch 2 to 3 dozen things. There's many times I have walked through Savers and actually left empty-handed. So that's part of reselling that a lot of resellers, I think, don't show, because we're able to edit our videos. So we can show you all the highlights of all the times we go in and pick up a dozen things. Or heck, I could scrap this whole video and pretend it never happened. But that's not reality. I wore that camera for a reason, is to show you what it's like going through the store, looking up dozens and dozens of items. Hopefully you learn something in there, something that I kind of gravitate towards. You'll see the things that I gravitate towards, and then the stuff I left behind. So you saw it in the video, but a quick recap. I only grabbed 3 things for resale today. We've got this RoboCop. I've sold this before. That's why I looked it up. It's not a huge seller, but we're coming up on golf season and it's priced at $8. Somebody had opened it in the store, but I looked and everything's in there. So $8, 20% off. So what is that? $6, $6.50, whatever the math is. The camera behind the case, that one was quite the range. It was like 100 to 200, depending if it works, but it was in good shape, and they put a tested sticker on it. When I was tinkering with it there, it didn't test, but I'm going to have to just recharge the battery. So it could just be a bad battery. Fingers crossed that that's the case, and they don't just stick those stickers just to stick stickers. We'll see. But at least it does have the charger, and it's a Samsung. So Samsung does do pretty well. Samsung and Sony are both brands to watch for. These high 8 tapes, those are hot to watch for. Yeah, and it was in really good condition. So with the case, I'll gladly pay. It was $30, 20% off, so like $25, $24. So that was worth grabbing. The real surprise came for this land camera Polaroid. I'm like, surely that's not a Polaroid that's in there, but you saw me open it up and it collapses, which I've never seen that before, but I don't look at a lot of Polaroids. But it collapses, and this one was actually pretty clean. So still in its box, $6, again, 25% off. You saw me go through a bunch of clothes. Those are going to be for my son. I was trying to find some shorts. I picked up a couple personal items for 4th of July. This one still has its tag on it. So just a couple cute things to have around the house. So I spent a total of $68 today. But there's one thing that you don't see on the table that I put away for somebody. So that one's not pictured, but that one is not for resale. That'll be for a certain somebody. All right, I think that wraps it up. So hopefully you enjoyed my first trip. I know it's a long one. I tried to speed up, or have my husband speed up some parts that are boring, and just get to the parts that actually have the meat and bones. If you like the channel, you like this type of content, you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to always see my new videos. I appreciate the support so much. Thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day.